What if there are 6 simple physical tests that reveal whether you're aging like most people your age, or whether you're literally aging in reverse? Today, I'll share the exact assessments that researchers use to measure biological age versus chronological age. And if you can pass even 4 of these tests, you're in the top 1% of people over 80. The 6th test is so revealing that doctors can predict your remaining lifespan just by watching you perform it for 10 seconds. Harold, an 82-year-old from Tampa, shocked his doctor during a routine checkup when he easily passed all 6 aging tests that most 60-year-olds fail. His physician said Harold had the physical markers of someone 20 years younger and immediately asked what his secret was. Harold's response surprised everyone in the room. Aging Test 1, the 30-second chair rise. This first test predicts your independence for the next decade and reveals more about your future quality of life than most expensive medical scans. Johns Hopkins researchers have conducted extensive studies proving that the ability to rise from a chair without using your hands correlates directly with longevity, muscle preservation, and fall prevention in older adults. Dr. Jeremy Walston, director of the Johns Hopkins Center on Aging and Health, explains that this simple movement requires coordination between multiple muscle groups, proper balance, and sufficient leg strength to support your entire body weight. The test specifically measures the power and endurance of your quadriceps, glutes, and core muscles, which are essential for every daily activity from climbing stairs to getting out of bed safely. The test itself is straightforward and can be performed in any room of your home using a standard dining room or kitchen chair. Sit in the chair with your back straight, feet flat on the floor about hip-width apart, and cross your arms over your chest to prevent using them for assistance. From this position, stand up completely until your legs are straight, then sit back down with control, ensuring your hips touch the chair before rising again. Count how many complete stand and sit cycles you can perform in exactly 30 seconds, focusing on smooth, controlled movements rather than speed alone. Most people over 80 can only manage 3 to 5 repetitions, while those aging in reverse can complete 12 to 15 cycles. Research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society shows that seniors who can perform fewer than chair rises in 30 seconds have a significantly higher risk of losing independence within 5 years. This weakness indicates sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass that affects nearly 40% of adults over 75 and leads to frailty, increased fall risk, and eventual loss of mobility. The inability to rise from a chair without assistance often marks the beginning of a downward spiral, where decreased activity leads to further muscle loss, creating a cycle that ultimately results in nursing home placement or complete dependence on others for basic daily activities. Brenda, a 78-year-old from Phoenix, went from barely managing 3 chair rises to completing 15 repetitions in just 6 weeks of daily practice. She started by practicing the movement 5 times each morning and evening, gradually increasing the number as her strength improved. Practice this movement every single day, starting with whatever number you can manage and adding 1 more repetition each week. Your future mobility and independence depend on the strength you build today, so test yourself right now and start improving immediately. Aging. Test 2. The single leg balance. Stand. Can you stand on 1 foot for more than 10 seconds with your eyes closed? And do you understand what this simple test reveals about your brain health? Mayo Clinic studies have conclusively proven that balance ability correlates directly with cognitive function, inner ear health, and fall risk reduction in older adults. Dr. Michael Roizen from the Cleveland Clinic explains that maintaining balance requires constant communication between your brain, inner ear, vision, and proprioceptive sensors throughout your body. When this complex system begins to deteriorate, it often indicates underlying neurological changes that can affect everything from walking confidence to the risk of life-threatening falls that send over 3 million seniors to emergency rooms each year. To perform this critical assessment, stand barefoot on a level surface with your feet together and arms at your sides. Lift one foot slightly off the ground, bending your knee to about 90 degrees while keeping your lifted foot close to your standing leg. Close your eyes and maintain this position for as long as possible, counting the seconds until you need to put your foot down or open your eyes for stability. The goal is to maintain this position for at least 10 seconds, though people with excellent balance can often hold the pose for 30 seconds or longer. Most adults over 70 can only manage 3 to 5 seconds with eyes closed, while those aging in reverse can maintain the position for 15 to 20 seconds consistently. Research from the University of Granada demonstrates that poor balance performance is one of the strongest predictors of falls, cognitive decline, and overall mortality in older adults. The study followed over 2,000 seniors for 5 years and found that those who could not balance on one foot for at least 4 seconds had twice the risk of suffering a serious fall within the following year. Balance problems often develop gradually and indicate weakening of the vestibular system in the inner ear, decreased muscle strength in the legs and core, or early signs of neurological conditions that affect coordination. Poor balance also leads to a fear of falling that causes many seniors to limit their activities, resulting in further physical decline and social isolation. Vincent, an 85-year-old from Seattle, improved his single-leg balance from 3 seconds to 25 seconds in just 2 months by practicing daily balance exercises while holding on to his kitchen counter. He started by simply standing on one foot, with eyes open for short periods, gradually progressing to eyes closed balance as his confidence grew. Practice this test every morning, starting with eyes open while holding a stable surface, then gradually progress to eyes closed balance as you improve. Your balance determines your independence and confidence in movement, so challenge yourself today and work on this crucial skill immediately. Aging Test 3. The Grip Strength Challenge. Your handshake reveals more about your health and longevity than most expensive blood tests and medical screenings combined. Harvard Medical School researchers have published groundbreaking studies proving that grip strength is the single best predictor of overall health, cardiovascular fitness, and life expectancy in adults over 65. Dr. Arvind Patel from Massachusetts General Hospital explains that grip strength reflects the health of your entire muscular system, as the muscles in your hands and forearms are connected to core stability, cardiovascular function, and overall physical vitality. The research shows that grip strength declines predictably with age, but those who maintain strong grip power have significantly lower rates of heart disease, stroke, and premature death compared to their peers with weaker grip strength. Testing your grip strength requires nothing more than your own hands and can be performed anywhere at any time. Make a tight fist with your dominant hand and squeeze as hard as possible, imagining you're trying to crush a can or squeeze water from a wet towel. Hold this maximum contraction for 5 seconds, then relax and repeat with your other hand. While professional testing uses specialized equipment, you can assess your grip strength by your ability to open tight jar lids, carry heavy grocery bags without strain, or maintain a firm handshake during introductions. Men over 70 should be able to maintain at least 40 pounds of grip strength, while women should maintain at least 25 pounds, though many people significantly exceed these minimums when they train regularly. Studies published in the Lancet Medical Journal followed over 500,000 adults for 4 years and found that grip strength was a better predictor of death from any cause than blood pressure measurements or cholesterol levels. Weak grip strength indicates systemic muscle wasting that affects not only the hands and arms, but also the heart muscle, respiratory muscles, and core stabilizers throughout the body. This whole body weakness leads to reduced physical activity, increased fatigue, and a cascading decline in overall health that significantly shortens lifespan. Poor grip strength also correlates with increased risk of falls, as weak hands cannot provide adequate support when reaching for stability during balance challenges. Gladys, a 79-year-old from Denver, increased her grip strength by 40% in 8 weeks, using simple hand exercises with stress balls and rubber bands. She practiced squeezing a tennis ball 50 times with each hand every morning and evening while watching television. Strengthen your grip by squeezing stress balls, using hand grippers, or simply making tight fists 50 times each day. Strong hands indicate a strong body and predict a longer, more independent life. So start building your grip strength right now. Aging Test 4. The Flexibility Reach. When did you last touch your toes? And what does your ability to reach forward reveal about the health of your spine and cardiovascular system? Research from the University of North Texas has demonstrated that flexibility, particularly in the hamstrings and lower back, correlates directly with arterial health, blood pressure, regulation, and cognitive function in older adults. Dr. Hirofumi Tanaka, the lead researcher on arterial stiffness studies, explains that flexibility reflects the health of connective tissues throughout your body, including the blood vessels that supply oxygen to your heart and brain. When muscles and tendons become tight and inflexible, it often indicates that arteries are also becoming stiff and less efficient at delivering blood to vital organs, increasing the risk of heart attack, stroke, and cognitive decline. To assess your flexibility, sit on the floor with your legs straight out in front of you, feet about hip-width apart, and toes pointing toward the ceiling. Keep your back straight and slowly reach forward with both hands toward your toes, moving as far as comfortable without bouncing or forcing the stretch. Measure how far you can reach. Ideally, you should be able to touch your ankles or toes without significant strain or discomfort. Many seniors can only reach to their mid-shins, while those with excellent flexibility can reach beyond their toes or even grasp the soles of their feet. This forward reach test specifically measures the flexibility of your hamstrings, lower back, and hip flexors, all of which tend to tighten with age and sedentary behavior. Medical research published in the American Journal of Physiology shows that arterial stiffness and muscle flexibility decline at similar rates, suggesting that maintaining one supports the other. Stiff arteries must work harder to pump blood throughout the body, leading to elevated blood pressure and increased strain on the heart muscle over time. This cardiovascular stress contributes to fatigue, reduced exercise tolerance, and increased risk of heart disease and stroke. Additionally, poor flexibility limits your range of motion for daily activities like reaching overhead, bending to pick up objects, or turning to look behind you while driving, significantly impacting your independence and quality of life. Arthur, an 81-year-old from Miami, improved his forward reach from barely touching his shins to reaching his toes in 3 months of consistent daily stretching. He spent 10 minutes each morning performing gentle stretches while watching the morning news, focusing on gradual improvement rather than forcing painful positions. Improve your flexibility with gentle daily stretching for just 10 minutes each morning, focusing on gradual progress rather than painful forcing. A flexible body indicates flexible arteries and better circulation, so start stretching gently right now and commit to daily improvement. Aging Test 5, the 6-minute walk. This test reveals the true age of your heart, lungs, and circulatory system more accurately than resting measurements taken in a doctor's office. The American Heart Association uses walking distance as a key indicator of cardiovascular fitness and life expectancy, because sustained walking requires coordination between your heart, lungs, blood vessels, and muscles working together efficiently. Dr. Ross Arena from the University of Illinois College of Medicine explains that the 6-minute walk test has been validated as one of the most reliable predictors of cardiovascular health and overall survival in older adults. The test measures not just leg strength, but your body's ability to deliver oxygen to working muscles and remove waste products efficiently during sustained physical activity. Performing the test requires nothing more than a safe walking area where you can move continuously for 6 minutes without obstacles or traffic concerns. Mark out a course in your neighborhood, local mall, or even a long hallway where you can walk back and forth safely. Walk as far as possible in exactly 6 minutes, maintaining a pace that feels somewhat challenging but sustainable for the full duration. You should be able to talk in short sentences while walking, but feel like you're working moderately hard. Most healthy adults over 70 should be able to cover at least 1,200 feet in 6 minutes, which equals about 1/5 of a mile or roughly 2 city blocks of continuous walking. Research published in Circulation, the premier cardiology journal, followed over 5,000 seniors for 10 years and found that 6-minute walking distance was the strongest predictor of cardiovascular events and mortality. Those who could walk less than 1,000 feet in 6 minutes had 3 times the risk of heart attack or stroke compared to those who could walk over 1,400 feet. Poor walking endurance indicates problems with oxygen delivery to muscles, inefficient heart pumping, or lung problems that limit physical capacity. This reduced cardiovascular fitness creates a downward spiral where decreased activity leads to further deconditioning, making everyday tasks increasingly difficult and exhausting. Vivian, an 83-year-old from Portland, increased her 6-minute walking distance from 800 feet to 1,400 feet over 4 months by gradually increasing her daily walking routine. She started with short walks around her block and added 50 steps each week until she was walking 30 minutes daily. Build your cardiovascular fitness by walking a little farther each day, tracking your progress and celebrating improvements. Your heart and lungs need regular challenge to stay strong and efficient. So start walking farther today and push your limits safely. Aging Test 6, the Dual Task Challenge. Here's the test that most accurately predicts lifespan and cognitive health. Can you walk at normal speed while counting backwards from 100 by sevens? Stanford University research has proven that the ability to perform physical and mental tasks simultaneously indicates crucial brain-body coordination that correlates with longevity and independence in older adults. Dr. Juan Balderramos from the Stanford Center on Longevity explains that dual tasking requires executive function, working memory, and motor control to operate together seamlessly. This complex coordination depends on healthy communication between different brain regions and strong connections between the brain and body that often deteriorate with age, making dual tasking one of the most sensitive tests for detecting early cognitive decline. The test combines steady walking with mental arithmetic to assess your brain's ability to manage multiple tasks without compromising either function. Start walking at your normal indoor pace while simultaneously counting backwards from 100 by sevens. 100, 93, 86, 79, and so on. Your walking should remain steady and controlled while you perform the mental calculations accurately and without long pauses. Many seniors either slow down significantly, make frequent counting errors, or stop walking altogether when attempting this challenge. Those aging in reverse can maintain normal walking speed while performing the mathematical task accurately and smoothly throughout the entire sequence. Medical studies published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society demonstrate that dual task performance decline often occurs years before other signs of cognitive impairment become apparent. Poor dual tasking ability predicts increased fall risk, as real-world situations frequently require divided attention, such as walking while talking, navigating stairs while carrying objects, or crossing streets while monitoring traffic. The inability to manage multiple tasks simultaneously also indicates problems with executive function that affect decision-making, problem-solving, and the ability to live independently. Research shows that seniors who struggle with dual tasking have higher rates of accidents, medication errors, and dangerous situations in daily life. Leonard, an 84-year-old from Chicago, dramatically improved his dual task ability by practicing walking while naming animals alphabetically during his daily neighborhood walks. He started with simple tasks like reciting the days of the week while walking and gradually progressed to more challenging mental exercises. Practice dual tasking by walking while performing simple mental activities like spelling words backwards, naming items in categories, or doing basic arithmetic. Your brain-body connection determines your safety and independence, so challenge this crucial skill today and practice it regularly. These 6 tests, chair rises, single leg balance, grip strength, flexibility reach, 6-minute walk, and dual task performance, reveal your true biological age and predict your health trajectory more accurately than your birth certificate. If you can pass most of these assessments, you're aging in reverse compared to your peers and have the physical markers of someone significantly younger than your chronological age. If you struggle with some tests, the excellent news is that every single measurement can be improved with consistent practice and dedication to your physical health. Try these tests today and tell me in the comments how many you passed. I want to celebrate your successes and provide guidance for areas that need improvement. Share this information with another senior who needs to discover where they stand with biological aging, and hit like if you're committed to aging in reverse instead of simply getting older with each passing year.